Hello. In this video I'm going to walk through the new Coaching for Sales Success program. I'll be walking through the mechanics of how to get to the form, how to download the metrics management worksheet, how to fill that out, and then how to develop a coaching plan for your sales professional. So I can get there through the sales leadership site. Whether I come through the first response team site or from Business Market Solutions page. Once I'm here, I can click on Coaching for Sales Success. That will take me to a new page. This new page reinforces some of the Dennis Chapman material from the Lansdowne training that we went through. I'm a coach, I'm a manager, I'm a leader. There's information in here to help remind you what we do in each of these stages. As well as this is where the new Coaching for Sales Success document will be housed that Robin and Leslie are completing, which will walk through the program in general. You can also access the online activity tracker here and the fact-based coaching document, which walks through how to make sure you are actually driving your opportunities to the best way. As I scroll down, you'll see the 5 most recent coaching plans that you've done as a manager on your team. Also, if you click on it, you will see all of your coaching plans. As a sales manager, you will see your coaching plans only. There's also a new spot here for coaching discussion board that we may start to utilize to help sales managers talk to each other about coaching opportunities and try to get some peer-to-peer support. So I can click on here and get all of my coaching plans. I'm able to go in and edit any one of these, but I'm going to go through a new item right now. So either from here or the front page, click on New Item. I'm going to put in the date. I need to put in my sales professional. I'm going to click the dictionary and do a lookup here, and I will pick one of my person, Karen. I do a search. When I find my salesperson, I will choose them. And now this yellow box is where I'm going to click next in order to get to my management metrics workbook. So this says the employee and manager must understand the book of business and the management metrics workbook. This worksheet does not replace the book of business. They work together. Book of business is opportunity oriented. That will give you what are the key opportunities that are available for my salesperson, 30, 60, 90-day funnel with specifics and sales stages. That's where I will manage my funnel for the month. I will manage my high impact opportunities. I will manage my commit data for the month. That will be through book of business. This section, Coaching for Sales Success and the Management Metrics Workbook, are to help you determine what skills your salespeople need. So I click on this. It will put down in this bottom left-hand corner for using Chrome, and this does work best under Chrome. I click on this now. The first thing it's going to ask me is, do I want to open this in read-only mode? And I do. The reason that we're doing that is so that I can protect the formulas. We're also not going to save it on the SharePoint site. We're going to save it on your hard drive, and then we're going to attach it from there. So as soon as I click yes, it will open up the form, and the first thing I do is choose my sales professional. I used Karen in the example before because that was pulling out of Active Directory and I needed to have an actual person's name that I was searching. This data that we're pulling from now is a compilation of all the official data from the Tony Rodona reports. So all of this data matches his data. So now I can pull up a fictitious salesperson that we have named Billy Smith, a person that I like to use regularly. So Billy exists, and as soon as I put in Billy, then I put in a date, today's date, it will automatically calculate a number of things. So at Performance at a Glance, first off I see what Billy's rolling 90-day sales percentages are, what his year-to-date percentages are. They're the same right now because of Q1. As soon as we get into May and we have April results, you'll start to see a rolling 90, that is February, March, and April, and then a year-to-date, and the two will be different. You also see month-over-month performance at a glance. As I get back into the form, you'll see this is Billy, who he works for, manager, area, market, director, and VP, also employee start dates. So you have that right at your fingertips. This lead to opportunity conversion and lead close percentage, this is data that's provided by marketing. We're using this as an indicator of a person's ability to move an opportunity through the sales cycle. So this lead to opportunity conversion equates to if Billy was assigned 5 opportunities, let's say, or in this case 3 to make the math easy, Billy was given 3 opportunities from leads from marketing. In this case, he converted 2 of those into opportunities. So we saw them progress to 25% and beyond. So he had a 67% conversion rate of leads that were provided to him. Lead close percentage, at this point he's closed one deal out of those 3 leads that were provided to him. So his lead close percentage is 33%. This is an indicator of the ability for someone to take a lead, something that was generated and provided to you, and move it forward in the sales cycle. The next 3, proposal ratio, close ratio, and average deal size, will begin to be calculated at the end of April. So in the May book, we should have this data. For now, I'm going to use the standard XO defaults of 27%, 35%, and 2,700. In your conversations with your sales professional, you may find that they know more about the proposal, close ratio, and average deal size. Proposal ratio defined as what percentage of the appointments that you have result in proposals, and then what percentage of your proposals result in closes. And then what is your average deal size? As you scroll down through the sheet now, you'll see that the next thing I see is the funnel. So I see the performance numbers for Billy. I see his March, February, January numbers. I see his performance. I also see rolling 90 sales, rolling 90 performance, year-to-date sales percentage, and then revenue as well. So I see how well Billy is doing from a revenue perspective. As I continue to scroll down, I see here, did he have an increase or decrease in the prior month? He had an increase of $710 in sales over the prior month. And now as I start to look out into a lead indicator, I can see what does his funnel look like for this month, next month, and the month after. This data is captured around the middle of the month. So you're going to use Book of Business to look at the initial funnel for the month and also your commits for week 2 out of Book of Business, because by the time we get this data refreshed, the month will be half over. So you're going to use this as an indicator, an overall indicator of funnel strength, health, and growth. You're going to use the Book of Business for managing individual opportunities and managing your commit for the month. That's all I do to put in here. So the rest of this is analysis. I look at this and say, what do I see about this? I can see that, all right, his sales were at a very large January, followed by 2 very small months. He's got a funnel that's very big for the current month, very, very low for the months after that. So when I come back to the coaching plan, we're going to look at some specific things we're going to focus on with Billy. Now, back to the top, I have 3 options that I can do here. I can reset the form. So if I wanted to create another one right now for another salesperson, I could after I save this. I can reset it and clear it. I can print it. It will automatically format this and send it to your printer. And if I choose save, it will automatically open up my save dialog menu so that I can save this on my hard drive. You want to save it into a consistent spot so that you can find it, number 1. So let's put it under my Documents, XO Performance, and I recommend that you have a place where you would put that as well. And so we'll call this the Billy Smith April Metrics Management Workbook. I save that, and now I can go back to my form, and there's a spot right here to attach it. So when I click here, choose File, and now I have my Billy Smith Management Workshop. I attach that, and it will be there then in the future if your manager, your director wants to look at it, VP wants to look at it, Mindy wants to look at it. It's here up the chain for someone to look at the actual metrics that drove this coaching plan. So the goal now is to take this and create a coaching plan for this person. So for Billy Smith, when we look at the data around Billy Smith, what does it show us? It shows us that he's converting about 1/4 of his appointments into proposals and closing about 1/3 of those. Also, he has a good funnel close-up, not much long-term funnel, so it really needs overall funnel development. Has had very sporadic sales, so he needs much more consistent. I would say one of my key areas to focus on here is going to be overall funnel. And then I may have also, I want to look at his proposal ratio, but he needs a stronger long-term funnel, a more consistent funnel. A funnel like this would also indicate sales like this, where you have a lot in one month, very little in the months following that. So overall, we're going to work on his funnel. So I come back into here now and say, what does my analysis of the Book of Business tell me about the effectiveness of his sales efforts? My analysis of the metrics show that Billy has a large funnel for this month, but very little long term. He needs a more robust funnel that has opportunities with potentials to close each month. So that's what I'm going to focus on here. So then I'm going to talk to Billy about this and gain agreement on the metrics. So now the next piece is collaboration. So which area, if you improved, would lead to the greatest performance increase? So we've said here what we're looking at is overall funnel strength is the key area that we're going to focus on is overall funnel strength. Now we're looking for a SMART goal for the improvement in this area. So the SMART goal, here's an example. Proposal ratio will move from 20 to 30% in the next 30 days. Reject rate will drop from 50% to 25% in the next 30 days. And what, flipping back to here, what I might look at here is that I'm expecting an overall increase in his funnel of maybe 40%. He's got an actual funnel that's okay, but what I need to see is more opportunities for each month. So I'm going to see, I want to see an increase in the 60 and 90-day funnel opportunities. And again, it needs to be SMART, so it needs to be something that is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So I'm going to say that I want to see a 40% increase in the 60 and 90-day funnel opportunities, both in quantity, specifically in the number of opportunities with close dates of 60 and 90 days out. I want to see this in the next review we do in 30 days. So now the question is, what's the best option for you to develop that? We've said we need an increase in overall funnel. Okay, how are we going to do that? So you're going to choose a development area. And we're saying, do we need prospecting, targeting, and your conversations with Billy, what do you believe is the reason he doesn't have enough opportunities in his longer term funnel? And it's most likely it's going to be one of these pieces. It's either based on his closing, his opportunities that are moving forward, he maybe is not giving enough value to XO, or he doesn't have enough people that he's identified. So we're going to choose targeting, identification of suspects. What will happen then is going to ask us next, what's the primary tool or resource you're going to use to develop that skill? And this is a drop-down that is tied to 4C. So when you choose a different here, and you choose a different one here, it will populate with different options down here. For instance, if I chose customer engagement on first call, now I have different options. So let's go back to my identification of suspects. So my options, market-specific discussions regarding local XO strongholds. For instance, what is really a good customer to be targeting in the area that I work? The interactive tool that ties solutions to industries and buyer profiles, meeting with my RSLAM, business connections training, on-net initiative training, looking at the SE playbook, prospect strategically, or other. So this is the primary tool that I'm going to use. So let's say right now RSLAM one-on-one. The next question is, okay, what are you going to do with that? Give me something specific that Billy should be doing. Billy should call his RSLS today and schedule a meeting to review prospecting best practices. Who else needs to be engaged? His RSLS. And when are we expecting this to be done by? I'm saying I want him to do it this week, so 04/24. Now, if there's other things that I want him to do as well, I can choose a secondary or a tertiary. So if I choose secondary, it would be, let's say I do want him to go through the on-net initiative training modules as well. So go through the OnNet training modules. This is, again, the RSLS can help me with those. RSLS and training department. And we'll say over the next 508, we want that to happen. Now I can pick a third one if I want. Other, I'm going to say to review the C grade, B grade, prospecting module. Nothing, I need the Excel Learning Portal. And date, by this time we meet next month, need to have that done. Okay, so once I've done that, that's really the end of my form. So a lot of this took to what am I going to accomplish, not stuck on all the data. I choose commit and save, and that's it. It now pops to the top of my list. I can see it when I go back in here to edit it. Here's the metrics management workbook that's attached to it, and that's all there is to it. My manager now will be able to come in and see it. We're providing additional reporting for the management, and I'll review those separately. The reports area is still being built out, but as I click on reports, I'll be able to access a sheet like this, which will give me some different options for looking at the data, including I can see coaching plans by region, coaching plans by improvement area, coaching plans by development area. This will work very well for a director or a VP that's looking to see what is happening in their region. So again, if I click on, for instance, West here, I would see what are the different coaching plans by market. And we'll get these built out so that there's no overlap and you can see them easier. But it will let me see exactly what's happening, as well as, you know, overall funnel strength. You know, so who is having conversations about overall funnel strength? I can see what percentage of my teams are working on proposal ratio, working on funnel strength. I will also be able to see what percentage of my region actually is on a performance plan. So more to that to come. We'll get the reporting built out first week of May, especially as we start to get more data in. That's it for this. Thanks for watching. More to come.